Thank you, everyone, for being here today. I'm Sister Marcian. I'm a Sister of Mercy from the Chicago region. And it's my pleasure to be here and welcome this awesome group. You are an awesome group. And for you to be traveling on the bus all this time, wonderful. What determination. So we are really grateful for your presence. This building, Englewood Apartments, was part of the Chicago plan to end homelessness. So Chicago, you know, has a lot of places that they've been developing, and they went to Mercy Housing, Lakefront, which is the Chicago branch, to ask them to work with them on developing this affordable building for residents in this area. And the reason why they chose this area is because it was blighted at one time, but there are many people who wanted to stay in this area. And so the goal of Mercy Housing is to try to find places of housing where they are comfortable, they're familiar with the neighborhood, and they can rejuvenate their lives that they have lost very often because they had no place to go. So this Mercy Housing Lakefront has been operating throughout the country. You probably have heard about them. Mercy Housing has been specializing in housing for the last, I think, 30 years at this time. And the Lakefront group is a combination of what was housing on the east side of Chicago and has merged with Mercy Housing. That's why it's called Mercy Housing Lakefront. But it's all part of Mercy Housing. So when you hear Mercy Housing, it doesn't make any difference what part of the country it's all Mercy Housing, and we love it.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dan Taylor. I'm one of those proud residents here at Mercy House Lakefront. Mercy House has made a great impact on my life, and those like me who, without Mercy Housing, I would still be on the Lower Wacker Drive, where I've been for over 5 years before Mercy Housing. I would still be going in and out of the incarceration for over 33 and a half years. On the installment plan. But thankful for people, you understand, like y'all, who support programs like Mercy Housing and these beautiful angels of mine. So I'm very grateful. Because now, you know, I wouldn't be able to come to a place like this here, you know, where I can have a peace of mind, where I can go back to school and study and get my diploma and thing. I wouldn't be able, you understand, to be able to dress like this here. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for Mercy House, because the staff here is so tremendous. And without the funds for these type of programs, no telling where I would be. Amen. I'm focused. I ain't confused today, because with going on 4 years of sobriety, thanks to Mercy House. And led by these angels. And just keep up. Let's give them all the support we can and continue to build programs like this here. And we can get rid of this here property thing, y'all. I'm telling you. Y'all, hey, we can plan it, we can work it. We can tell them in Washington, you understand, give us that money we needed. Y'all don't want people like me back out there. I'm being honest now. You know, we can contribute if we just give it a little opportunity. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce my next angel, Angel Sister Simone.
I am so humbled by your story, by your passion, by your clarity of vision. It is awesome for us. This bus trip got started in a brainstorming session, and we don't remember who thought of it first, but the room kind of took fire, and we thought we were coming to tell you what was happening in D.C. But let me tell you, you're educating us about the reality outside of D.C., because what we're lacking in D.C. is the knowledge of the stories of these people. And the great gift that you give with your passion, your clarity, and your determination is a gift to all of us. Because what we know is, even though Congressman Ryan and Speaker Boehner and a bunch of them want to say that these programs are communist monetary trouble. We know that in the richest country on earth, this country is not financially bankrupt. We're bankrupt when it comes to political will. And it's we the people that can make the more perfect union. It's not we the politicians. It's not we the rich folks. It's not we the people who control the banks, or we the people that control the media, or sorry media, or we the people that do some little special interest group. What it's about is all of us together taking the risk to stop treating politics like a sports team. They're not your Bears, okay? Or Cubs or White Sox, which I remember I have to be careful which one I say here. But White Sox. I'm a Californian, so hey, I'll say Dodgers or whatever. 49ers, yeah, that's my team. But the fact is we can't treat politics that way. And that's what politicians want us to do. Because if we treat politics as a sports metaphor, we're going to watch them. We're going to wear their colors, wear their buttons, cheer for them, and then the day after the election we forget we're responsible. The fact is our democracy was an experiment of our founding fathers and our founding mothers. And it is a huge question, will it succeed? Right now, in such a diverse population, can we make this government work? And we can only make this government work if we, the people, stand up and say, like your story again, like the alderwoman's, I have to say alderwoman, I just can't say alderwoman. The alderwoman's experience over and over with constituents, with your experience over and over in your lives. Those are the stories that need to shape our government. That's what we need to do. We can't be paralyzed. At Network, we've been involved in a platform process where we're working in each state to create a platform for the common good. And we're going to be passing out some copies and all this, and we want you desperately to go on our website, sign the Illinois platform. Lots of people in Illinois engaged in conversation to say what the problems are and how can we solve them. We want to make the common good the agenda for the election, but this isn't about the election. Our bus is not about the election. Our bus is about what's happening in Congress right this very minute. Just before we came in here, we found out that the Senate voted to cut food stamps by $4 billion. It's wrong. It's wrong, I tell you, it is wrong. It is not our nation, it's not who we are, it's not who we the people are. So we're here to learn. We're here to learn your stories and in the process carry them back. So I am so proud to introduce my traveling companions for this leg of the trip. And they're each going to talk a little bit about what we're hoping to learn here, what they're hoping to learn, and then we're really eager to see this fabulous development. Oh, one little story. Sister Lillian, I got a call from one of her assistants who heads up Mercy Housing, and they say, Sister Lillian really wants to be on your bus. Please, she can't be on your bus because she has to go to a community meeting. Won't you stop by our place someplace? And so we're so grateful to be here at Mercy Housing here in Chicago area. It really makes a difference to us. So Sister Diane Donahue is going to speak. She's from Los Angeles. She's one of my sisters, a sister of social service, and she has a special passion for this housing issue.
In Los Angeles, 23 years ago, we began Esperanza Community Housing. Esperanza means hope, and we talk about building hope with the community. Amen. And that's what we do. And so we started developing affordable housing in the Figueroa corridor. That's where, from Staples Center, where the Lakers play, to USC, and it's about a 3-mile corridor. It was one of the most blighted areas in central Los Angeles. And one of the biggest problems had to do with old buildings and lead paint. And one of the things that we worked on was gutting buildings and reforming them into 3- and 4-bedroom family apartments. And that's what Esperanza stands for. That's why I wanted to come to Mercy today, because I'm very familiar with the work that Mercy does, particularly up in the Bay Area in Northern California. And so this is a great opportunity for me and to be on the bus. I come really to learn, to hear, to stand with. And when we do that, we are able to keep on keeping on.
Amen. The Lakers play, don't hold that hand. Okay, and next is Sister Mary Wendland, who's from Cincinnati. She's a precious blood sister based in Dayton, but she lives in Cincinnati, and she's going to talk a bit about what she's looking for today.
Well, what I'm really looking for today is just to tour this magnificent site and to take back what I see to Cincinnati to see what we can do with housing. So we're looking to hear from you today to see this, because I think housing is one of the most important things that people need a roof over their heads, not just a place where they have an apartment but need to leave that apartment to go to a soup kitchen that we were at the other night to eat supper and then go back. People need a home. Thank you for having me.
And last but not least is my colleague from Network, Sister Marge Clark. Now you have to know Sister Marge is a lobbyist on Capitol Hill. She goes and talks to the staff and to these people, and she really knows her details, and she can really pursue all of the issues that we care passionately about. Sister Marge, do you want to talk about a little bit?
As I'm here, I do want to say that ever since I've been at Network, and for several years before I got there, Network has worked very hard on a project that just seems sort of hopeless. And the reason it seems hopeless is every time we talk to legislators, they say, well, we're not hearing from the people on the ground about this. I don't know if you're familiar with the National Housing Trust Fund, but it is something that would provide for construction of things like this site. It's for extremely low income folks to have good homes. And it's a marvelous project, and it should go forward. So write to your legislators, call your legislators, tell them that you know about the Housing Trust Fund and you really want it to go forward. There is actually a slim chance that it would go through in some of the work they're going to do at the end of the year. Yeah, well, we keep trying.
We've been trying for 10 years.
I either go to meetings or get on a phone call about it almost every single Wednesday.
That's true.
And we keep working at it. Oh, what am I looking for? I think I'm just so excited to be at this project because I truly believe in it. I lived and worked in Chicago for a long time. I was in the Pilsen area. For those of you who know the area a good bit further north. And you know, we were dealing with housing issues there, and I know that it's a problem all over this area. I have here, Simone mentioned these. We had people all over this state and people all over lots of other states who talked with friends and neighbors and groups and put together things on what we see in our neighborhood or in our area, in our city, in our state, and what should happen, what needs to happen. And so we accumulated all of these pieces of information from all over each state and put together a platform document for each state that sent us information on it. So what I'd like to do is hand these out to you.
Do you want to say what the website is? Do you want to say where the website is?
Oh, yeah, the website is commongood2012.org.
Okay.
Here, you want to just, I want to hold on to one. Because I don't have another one. Okay, I think that's probably all I have to say about it. I work on lots of issues, and Simone already mentioned the devastation of the word about the food program, about SNAP. That's just terrible. Now, but I think the one thing to keep in mind is keep hounding your legislators, both in the House and the Senate, about it, because what was passed in the Senate is not the same as what was passed in the House, which means they have to go to what they call conference. And that's a time when anything and everything can change. So keep hounding them on it. It's not over yet.
We're really excited to get the tour. We're really excited that you all are here. What's so important, as Sister Marge says, is we have to be in this for the long haul. I'm really glad you brought up the Low-Income Housing Trust Fund, because you have to know we've been working on it for 10 years, and we are in it for another 10 years if required, because our nation is better than this. Places like Mercy Housing need to be the commonplace, not the exception. We're grateful to see what you all have accomplished. We're grateful to have so many visitors to get to know the place too. And we hope that it can be a beacon of light to your Congress members, to the Senate, to the House, and to the rest of the people of the United States, that it is possible to solve our problems. If there's a public-private partnership, we cannot do this alone. People in need to be lifted up by faith folks, by the public, by the press, and in government-constructed programs that are responsible. And so what we're saying is, which we can all say, reasonable revenue. Reasonable revenue. For responsible programs. For responsible programs. All right, just hold it in your head, talk to your friends, do it, and you'll make a difference. Thank you so much.